Traveling or flying is exciting, but for first-time flyers, going to the airport can be overwhelming. That is why for today's vlog, I'm going to walk you through on things you needed to know when going to the airport. It is important to note that airports around the country are different. However, the procedures are the same. So if it's your first time going to a specific airport, make sure to be there earlier than expected. The ideal time, you ask? Around 1 to 2 hours before your time of departure. When you arrive in the airport, make sure to prepare any valid ID and your itinerary or boarding pass if you checked in online. Please note that your travel itinerary does not serve as your boarding pass. They are completely different because travel itinerary is a confirmation of your booking with your flight details. Meanwhile, for boarding pass, you are required to perform check-in either at the counter or online in order for you to obtain the boarding pass to board your flight. For valid IDs, it may be a company or school ID, passport, or any government-issued ID cards with your photo on it, such as but not limited to SSS, GSIS, driver's license, Unified Multi-Purpose ID, PRC ID, and PWD or PRM ID issued by the National Council on Disability Affairs. For more information, I've included a link in the description box about the 22 valid IDs accepted by airlines for domestic flight check-in. So just feel free to check that out. Now going back, when you arrive in the airport, expect that they will check your ID and boarding pass or itinerary. That's why it's important to place them somewhere accessible to you. Once inside the airport, you need to pass through the first X-ray. This is when the airport personnel check if you have any prohibited items in your luggage. You are expected to put your phone and wallet in the X-ray machine too. Prohibited items are as follows. After the first X-ray, proceed to the check-in counter of your airline. This is the part where you need to check in or to get your boarding pass if you haven't done it online. Now let's discuss about check-in baggage and hand carry items. Check-in baggage are your luggage that are placed inside the cargo plane, which means that these baggages are not accessible to the passengers during the flight, as opposed to carry-on baggages to which passengers can bring them inside the cabin. Carry-on baggage policy are different depending on the airline you're flying with. Since I am flying with Cebu Pacific today, let's talk about their carry-on baggage policy. With Cebu Pacific, you are expected to bring one carry-on baggage that is within 7 kilos with the following size limit. But if you are not sure whether your hand carry bag is within the size limit, you may use this trick. If your bag fits, then you are ready to go. Recently, Cebu Pacific just updated their carry-on policy wherein passengers shall be allowed to bring one extra piece of carry-on baggage given the following conditions. Number 1, extra bag for parents or guardians if traveling with children. Number 2, medical-related needs of passengers such as but not limited to walking stick, crutches, prosthetic devices, and personal wheelchair. Number 3, items purchased inside the airport. Proof of receipt is required to be presented to the counter agent or gate boarding agent. Number 4, gadget or food item that cannot be accepted for check-in. And last but not the least, small bag that can fit under the seat. Also do note that carry-on or hand carry baggage allowance, including any exception, should be a maximum of 2 pieces only and with a total combined weight of 7 kilograms or less. After checking in, proceed to the departure area as instructed.
Ma'am, yung boarding pass niyo po, okay na po siya. Pwede na po tayong umakyat. Gate 8 na po tayo.
Thank you.
Sige po, ingat po kayo.
Before reaching the boarding gate, you need to pass through the final X-ray. At this point, liquids that are more than 100 ml is not allowed. So it's important to place your perfumes, toiletries, or any liquids that are above 100 ml in your check-in baggage. Once you pass the final X-ray, you may proceed to the assigned boarding gate. Be mindful of the flight details, flight announcements, or don't hesitate to ask questions to any airport personnel or airline ground crew. If boarding hasn't started yet, or if your flight is delayed, you may spend the waiting time by reading books, sleeping, eating, buying pasalubong, or creating TikTok videos. But always make sure to listen to announcement. It's very vital or important to listen to announcements in the airport, just in case there are changes with the boarding gates or flight details. When it's finally boarding time, follow the boarding instructions for a smooth boarding process, and don't forget to listen to in-flight safety instructions given by the flight attendants. And that's it for today's vlog. Have a safe and fun flight, everyone!